Whoopi Goldberg is obnoxious and stupid beyond all measure. The Holocaust was not about race. Ask the Nazis. The entire Holocaust was about race.
Do any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants? You have no idea.
You're not sure. Have you ever seen someone so obviously wrong that they almost beg for a reality check? When Whoopi Goldberg did it again on The View, Ben Shapiro was forced to follow suit. He paused everything and then gave a standing ovation-worthy comment that was so true.
Yes, you are a complete stupid idiot. My God, she is so stupid. This is the same lady who thinks everything is racist. Everything and everyone is racist, except Hitler and the Holocaust. Genius, Whoopi Goldberg.
But before we get into it, let's first take a moment to hear what Shapiro's ultimate dream in life really is.
Well, folks, as you know, I love one show on TV more than any show on TV. The View.
Gary!
I've had a lifelong ambition to actually be a guest on The View. They'll never have me on, of course, because it would go horribly.
But before we get started, let's take a moment to hear Shapiro's biggest life goal.
Isn't about race. No, it's not about race. No, it's about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
No!
Ben Shapiro's career has been built on his ability to analyze weak arguments. He also often attacks Whoopi Goldberg on The View. He has consistently called out their contradictions, flawed logic, and utter disregard for the truth. Prepare yourself, because things are about to become even more absurd. Let's start by talking about the newsworthy occurrence. Whoopi Goldberg and others downplay the harm. Yes, you did hear that. Ben is not one to tolerate historical revisionism, so he called it out right away.
But it's not about ideal race. But these are two white groups of people.
Not only is that the worst clip in the history of The View, that is the worst clip in the history of television. Like, all of television history.
Whoopi boldly claimed that the Holocaust had nothing to do with race. The statement shocked internet historians and, to be honest, anybody with even a 5th grade education. Without hesitation, Ben pointed out exactly what the others were thinking.
Ask the Nazis. The entire Holocaust was about race. All of it. Which is why they didn't just pick on Jews who observed Judaism. They picked on anyone who had quote-unquote Jewish blood. The entire thing was about race.
You in danger, girl.
But you notice, I mean, what she says there is not just stupid, by the way, it's despicable. When she says the Holocaust, basically just flatten it out. It's just about man's inhumanity to man. It's like just it's just like that time when you open your car door and you sort of bump the guy next to you and you leave a ding in his car, but you don't leave a note on his windshield.
Whoopi, the same person who brings up race in every political discussion, decided that race was irrelevant in one of the most racially driven killings in history. Really, Whoopi? Ben only needed one contradiction to show that Whoopi isn't interested in the truth, just in tales that confirm her views.
Man's inhumanity to man. Nope. It is about a genocidal attempt to exterminate the Jews, which has a thousands-of-year-old history. And yes, it was rooted in race. And yes, anti-Semitism is different. And yes, you are a complete stupid idiot. My God, she is so stupid. This is the same lady who thinks everything is racist. Everything and everyone is racist, except Hitler and the Holocaust.
Then Ben went on. He went on to describe the risks associated with Whoopi's comments. In a time when misinformation spreads like wildfire, it is risky to let someone with her level of fame change history.
It's interesting that a lot of the English language has to be rethought. Blackmailing is negative, black sheep, negative. I can think of a few others if I had the time, but those words are kind of like embedded in our psyches and maybe need to be changed. Why is a black sheep a bad thing and a white sheep is a good thing? Why? They're just sheep.
Well, it's not the words. It's not the words. It's the way we think about it.
I like that Meghan McCain is like, I cannot believe I'm here right now. Meghan McCain is like, what is happening?
Whoopi has made dangerously foolish statements in the past. Over the years, she has consistently spread misinformation while claiming to be an authority on social and political issues.
Black sheep versus white sheep, not because of the commonality of the sheep, but because of black people in like rural Europe. nailed it. Yeah, it's about what? African American sheep. This is so stupid. It's about black male, like black people male.
Blackmail! Thank you, Cleveland.
What in the...
Ben Shapiro has often argued that Whoopi can get away with saying these things because the media won't hold her accountable. If a Republican made a similar statement, the response would be swift and severe.
You men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants? You have no idea. Now, I'm fine if you disagree with abortion. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, you do.
My problem comes when you tell me what I need to do with my doctor and my family. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Now, let's talk about Whoopi's views on abortion and her assertion that men shouldn't be included in the conversation. Ben finds this especially funny, considering the left's passionate support for gender diversity.
Many questions on this, as it turns out. First,
Transphobia.
massive transphobia. If you don't have eggs, you can't... Are you saying that some women can't be men and some men can't be women? Are you saying that unless you have eggs, you're not a woman? Is that what you're saying, Whoopi Goldberg? Also, if that is the new standard, how about women who are postmenopausal? Whoopi Goldberg? Can they have opinions on... I mean, you can't have a baby right now, I assume. How old is Whoopi Goldberg? She's in her 60s. Unless there's been some sort of miracle that has occurred.
If liberals are correct in stating that men may get pregnant, as many woke activists now contend, then men need to have the freedom to express their views on abortion. Ben believes that Whoopi's argument completely collapses due to her own contradictions.
Another thing, I can have an opinion on what a fetus would think, because I was once a fetus. In fact, spoiler alert,
All of us were once fetus.
every single one of us. I know, this is crazy. And you know what I can pretty well guarantee? Fetuses don't like being stabbed in the face and sucked into a sink.
Ben also brought Whoopi's hypocritical position on bodily autonomy to light. She insisted that the government shouldn't have any say in women's healthcare decisions, but she was in no way opposed to vaccination laws that force people to undergo medical treatments against their will.
I mean, like, but I'm saying
There's more jobs to be
in LA, they always...
But they don't. Those are not only the
No,
only people
I didn't mean it
doing
like that. Come on.
Even more contradictions exist. Ben pointed out that although Whoopi often criticizes America as a racist country, she still benefits from the wealth and privileges this supposedly racist society has bestowed upon her.
No. I love that she's trying to make an anti-Trump argument. She's like, I can say anything I want. And she's like, I'm going to say something super racist. They're all like, yeah. Well, apparently her hair was not her only bad decision that day.
Systematic racism is holding people back, she said. She has, however, been most successful in Hollywood and television. Ben finds it funny that she never sees this contradiction. Now, let's talk about Whoopi's latest tirade regarding conservative viewpoints. She recently lost her anger while discussing Republican beliefs, calling them lethal and fascist.
Goldberg saying that we have to suck it up. You know, we sucked it up when Trump won. In what way did Democrats suck it up when Trump won? We got 4 long years of you whining that Trump wasn't the actual president of the United States. Not my president. The Women's March in the immediate aftermath of Trump winning. We got huge Black Lives Matter protests throughout the summer. The idea being that Trump was the font head of systemic American racism. We got the media and their collusion narrative that went on for years on end despite lack of evidence.
Another thing that made Ben shudder was Whoopi's attitude toward crime. She insisted that crime isn't really on the increase, even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
You know who was elected 4 years ago? You know, Hillary Clinton didn't say, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right, stop the count. She didn't say, this isn't right, I'm not going for it. She didn't say any of that. So all of you, suck it up. Suck it up like we sucked it up.
A Republican president would never have the same level of support from Whoopi, Ben has often said. It seems that her purported political views change depending on who is in charge. One of the show's most ridiculous moments was when Whoopi claimed that voter ID laws were racist. Ben refuted this claim by pointing out that getting identification is standard practice for a number of activities, such as opening a bank account, buying alcohol, and taking a trip. The absurd charge that conservatives are trying to erase Black history was also made by Whoopi. Ben refuted this ridiculousness by pointing out that conservatives are against the radical curriculum being taught in schools, not history in general. I think Ben recognizes the pattern. Whoopi Goldberg thrives on misinformation, hypocrisy, and emotional outbursts rather than facts and reasoned debate. Promoting socialist ideals, no matter how absurd, is the foundation of her whole persona. You've got nothing to stand on here. It's Whoopi Goldberg. As a result, Ben Shapiro will keep pointing out the ridiculousness on The View. As long as people like Whoopi Goldberg continue spreading misinformation, Ben will be there to expose the truth. If Ben ever had the chance to appear on The View, it would be devastating for the hosts. He wouldn't hold back, and the performance as a whole would collapse under the weight of the facts. For that reason alone, Whoopi and her co-hosts would never allow it. They know Ben Shapiro would soon disprove their assertions, and they just cannot handle that type of conversation. So when Ben Shapiro expertly cut through Whoopi's best hits of crap, one thing is clear. The View isn't a talk show anymore. It's a masterclass on pessimistic thinking. Fortunately for us, Ben is out here performing the work of the intellectual janitor, cleaning up the damage one waking breakdown at a time. What do you think, though? Was Whoopi just misled? Or is this what happens when you surround yourself with adulation and no opposition? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. For more, click the like button and subscribe if you're allergic to stupidity.